everybody, welcome back to the Renatus J.A.M. My name is Jay Stark, and joining me as always is my fearless co-host,
Mr. Matt Snyder.
Mr. Matt Snyder. All right, I'm gonna hang on.
I didn't know we were going live.
What do you mean you didn't know we were going live?
I heard him play. Usually we test this once before.
No testing today.
Yeah.
We've done this a few times now.
Yeah.
We're good at it.
Yeah. Wait. Yeah. What are we on? 197.
No.
I made up a number.
I don't even think we've crossed 150 yet. 140. There you go.
Wow.
140 opportunities for you to chat with me on a microphone.
That's crazy.
Wow,
that's just
really?
here. Just here.
Talking to Jay is crazy.
It's cool.
That's hurtful.
That's a lot of times.
I feel like you're being deliberately hurtful right now.
Yeah, good, because I'm trying to hurt you.
Oh, okay then. I got nothing for that one.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Matthew.
Yes.
What's new and exciting?
Man. Well, you know what's crazy?
What?
There is a new law that was passed in Georgia.
Oh, man. Yes.
Have you seen this?
I've heard of it.
Okay, so in Georgia, at least my understanding is that it is now, like I think it's already passed and it's been signed and it's in place now, that it is a criminal act to squat in a home. So you can't be a squatter anymore and take 6 months to get out. They come arrest you right away. And then the court date is expedited, so it's no longer 6 months to get a court date or whatever. It's a matter of days to get in.
It's interesting they had to make a law for that.
To make squatting criminal. Right. Yeah, no kidding, right? Like that is crazy. And maybe there's. I would really love to kind of hear, like what happened to make it the way that it is in this country already, because I have a hard time wrapping my head around you owning a home and then somebody just moving in without permission, and then they've been here a day or two or however long, I don't know, and so now it's their residence and you can't kick them out. I would love to hear like how the laws got to be the way that they are, because it's hard for me to still understand. Like, it doesn't matter if it's been a week and now you're going to your vacant rental home and seeing that somebody's in it. Right. Like,
and they have rights that override your rights as a property owner.
Yeah, exactly. It's absolutely wild.
I've only personally had squatters one time.
Yeah.
And it was an interesting situation. So we had hired them to help clean out a house. Uh-huh. The house was in the middle of the demo, and so we had hired them to come and help clean out, and they asked us if they could sleep there. And we were like, you know what? During the demo, if you need a place to crash for the night or something, that's okay, I guess. They were there for a couple weeks.
Oh, wow.
And we're like, you know what? This demo is not getting done. You are not doing what you have committed to do. Yeah. And so we're going to have to ask you to leave. And they were super kind about it.
Oh, that's great.
Hopped right out. We're like, you know what? Understood. We're out.
That's great. That's like that's a best case scenario when it comes to squatters. And I mean, to have them be courteous and leave, but also just to ask you in the first place, like, can we stay a night or two? Yeah. I'm sure somewhere stuff got blurred, but like, what's crazy to me is that if they had stayed, you trying to get them out would have been incredibly difficult. Like, it would take a long time with the law.
I think it would have been a little bit different because we were paying them.
Okay. So there's a relationship.
Yeah, we had a business arrangement before they started squatting there, and so I think we would have been a little bit protected a little bit differently. However, you're right. There's such interesting legislation surrounding that, and I understand the need for providing housing for everybody.
Oh, I do too. I understand. I mean, I'm sure that there was some empathy or something behind creating the laws the way they are. Right. But it is crazy when you rely on rental income to make your mortgage. Right. You know what I mean? Right, yeah. And now you're in between renting it out or something and somebody just moves in. and now it's your problem to get them out, and it takes 6 months, and that's 6 months of rental income
you have to work through
not making.
Like an eviction. It's not just a, hey, get out of my house.
That's what I'm saying. It takes a long in some states it takes a very long time, and my understanding is Illinois, I could be wrong on this, I'm not like well read on this, but I've heard this, that in Illinois it's either maybe Illinois or Chicago, like Cook County, but you can't kick out a squatter in the wintertime.
Yeah, during certain months of the year. That's true.
Yeah. That's also, I mean, I get how you don't want to put somebody...
You don't want to put them at risk. You don't want to... Yeah, absolutely. And there's got to be some sort of recourse to protect a homeowner who's trying to make a living for their family to like you said, that I depend on that rent to pay my rent kind of thing.
Right,
and
like
so
you're gonna, you're gonna get foreclosed on, and you know what I mean. Like if you can't make your mortgage for 6 months, what happens?
Right,
you get kicked out.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Like why wouldn't that be the same case for somebody else? It's somebody who didn't even sign a rental agreement. So
right,
So
Georgia now has a law in place.
Yes,
that basically expedites the eviction process of somebody who is squatting in a property
and makes it criminal because it's always been a civil matter. So now it's criminal, meaning they can arrest you, first of all, but also that you go through criminal court, not civil court, which, happens quicker.
Yeah.
So
that's really interesting, and that's going to have an effect. That as an investor, that would give me a higher level of confidence to say, hey, I can do business here, and this is going to be
absolutely
a place I want to invest.
That's why my ears perked up, because I was thinking, well, what is this going to do to the real estate market? Is Georgia going to become a more desirable place to invest in? I don't know. I'm sure it will be.
I don't know that much about Georgia other than that's where the devil went.
The devil went to Georgia? Is this like a song? I'm sorry.
The devil went down to... You don't know that?
No.
Oh, man. Aaron, I can't believe this guy. He doesn't even know, like, the devil went down to Georgia.
I'll mute his mic.
Thanks, Aaron.
Oh, yeah, it's a song.
Cool.
I'll play it for you after we're off the jam.
but yeah, I don't know anything about Georgia real estate either.
Yeah.
Gosh, it might be... it'd be interesting. I'd be really interested to hear from somebody who invests in that area, or I don't know. Is there an expert on squatters' rights? That would be really interesting to hear.
You know what? If you invest in Georgia, let us know what your thoughts are on the new laws that have gone into play.
Yeah, drop a comment.
Yeah,
let's argue online.
No, we're not arguing. We'd just love to hear feedback.
I'm sure you'll hear both sides of the story though, because
I'm actually I'm lying to you.
You are?
Yeah, I've had another opportunity where I was dealing with somebody who was technically squatting in a home.
Oh.
What had happened was the home was his mother's home, and she had passed away, and he didn't have any money, didn't know what to do. So he just kept living there, even though he wasn't making the payments or anything. They turned off water, they turned off power, and the home was just literally a place for him to exist.
Wow.
And that's when we met him, was in that situation. And I had never really been around that kind of a circumstance for very long.
Right.
Came to find out that his mother was actually a recovering addict. She'd been in recovery for like 50 years. Long time. Yeah, okay. She'd been clean for a long time.
Yeah.
But felt very empathetic towards other people in hard circumstances. And so her home became a way station for transients who were having a difficult time and they just needed a place to crash.
Wow,
and so
that's cool.
It turns out that this house, not only was it a meth home, but it had a lot of stuff in it. A lot of stuff.
So you're saying when you purchased it, it tested positive for meth? Is that what you're saying?
It
was a meth.
They were cooking it in there.
Yeah,
based on the levels.
Unfortunately, that's kind of. I think probably you could do the math there. Like if you.
This story has a really happy ending.
I am so glad, because that is sad.
It was really unfortunate. And my wife could tell you this gentleman's name. I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
But what my wife did, is first she helped him to get power of attorney for his mother's estate. She had never gone through probate, even though she had passed away like 6 months earlier.
Okay.
And so she helped him to get power of attorney, and she helped him take her estate through the probate function, and then was able to negotiate with the banks so that we assumed the loan that was in his mother's name.
Okay.
His desire.
So you subject to'd it.
Yes.
Through
yes.
probate, which.
Yes.
Man, I mean, look at all the chess pieces moving on this board.
Oh, yeah. That's why I love the Renatus toolbox.
This is exactly it, right? Like, get educated. Because probably very few investors could pull this off.
Well,
they don't know. They don't know.
Right. They
got one
find,
trick.
Yeah, they'd come up against that first obstacle that they'd never dealt with before, and they'd have to stop.
And they're out. Yeah.
But luckily, we were able to take it through probate. The one thing that he wanted more than anything else was his mother's name to be cleared, so that there was no bankruptcy on her name. And so, it was important to him that we in this whole process, he didn't want anything else. He just wanted her name to be cleared.
Why?
It was a sense of pride, honor. He felt as a son that was the one thing he could give his mom. Was to make sure that that her name was clear. So we helped him in being able to become the executor. Helped him with just kind of going through the probate process. Negotiated with the bank. Took over the existing mortgage. And we're able to then work with some different resources to help him find a clean, affordable place to live, so that he could actually afford to be there. It was clean. It was a good place for him. We helped him move, and then it was really interesting because we had to clean out the house, and we're cleaning out just decades worth of collection from lots of different people.
So yeah, needles and stuff like that. Is that what you mean?
Luckily, it wasn't paraphernalia like that, but it was just stuff like
gotcha,
old bedding, old clothes, that kind of stuff. And so
some dude's fanny pack.
Yeah, exactly. And so we just put it all. We had to put it all in a dumpster out in the front of the house, and then people would come along and just collect their stuff.
Oh.
And so that was kind of an interesting thing that we had as well, because we had one of those the 21-yard dumpsters, and we had to make sure that they would close it when they were done, because otherwise it would all fall out. But we cleaned up the house, got it ready, got it certified, zero meth, all that stuff, and then we're able to provide it at a good price for a new family. And then when we closed on the home, we took him another $1,000 and just gave it to him and just said, hey, you know what? Not only did we stop any kind of bankruptcy or negative credit action on your mom's name, but we made a little bit more than we thought we would, so we thought we would give it to you.
Man, I love those kinds of stories, and I love that's what you can do in real estate. I've always it's always bothered me. That years ago I was knocking doors for a subject to property, so I found this guy. He was like 3 or 4 weeks out from foreclosure. It was coming.
Yeah. Yep.
And we worked with him to get stuff signed over with the bank, and I'm not going to go through like the whole strategy and process, but we did everything. I had a partner with me. We did everything all the way up until I couldn't get title to transfer over an FHA and do or to transfer name on an FHA loan. That was where I got tripped up. So I've since learned, I guess there's ways that you can get around. I didn't know, and I should have probably asked one of the many experts that are surrounded around me. But anyways, went through the whole process with this guy, and it was going to be a great deal for everybody. He was so elated to get, because at the time that this deal kind of fell apart, he was 9 days away from foreclosure, and so That's always kind of like got me, because I thought for that period of time I was going to get him out of foreclosure. He was excited.
Yep.
I was going to get a house that would have cash flowed $400 a month.
Yeah.
It was a sweet deal for everybody. There's $20,000 of equity in the home that I would have immediately, assumed, and he'd be out from under this thing that was about to just completely kaplode his life, right? Like it was gonna, his credit and everything, and he's gonna get kicked out anyways, and I was gonna give him money to move out, and anyways, it's hard, like when you're dealing with those kinds of situations. I kind of like, I get maybe too involved or too emotionally involved in their stuff, and I'm like, I want to do this for you, and then it crushes me when it doesn't work out. But it's such a beautiful thing, though.
It is, and there have been a couple of times when it's been morning of the auction, and we were able to stay the auction, and
boy, that's cutting it close.
It is, and it usually requires a lot of people when they get into that circumstance. Unfortunately, they become paralyzed. They're not sure what the next step is. They don't know what to do, and so they kind of just put everything off. They don't want to deal with it, and it's not until everything is getting really real that they're like, all right, I got to take a step right now.
Yeah.
And so, it's interesting. It's a lot of fun to be able to relieve somebody from that burden that's been plaguing them for a long time and help them. And then at the same time, beautify the neighborhood, create affordable, clean housing for somebody, and be able to feed my family at the same time. There's so many upsides. Yeah.
Everybody wins.
Yeah.
Those are the best deals.
There was one family that we helped, and we were going in the next day, so they had moved out, and then the next day we went into the home and we're starting the demolition process. We were tearing out all the carpet in particular, and one of my favorite things to do is to do demo with my kids.
Mm-hmm.
And so me and the kids go in there, we're tearing out all the carpet, and my daughter, who's now 19 years old, I just have to put that out there, she was probably 12 at the time, was holding this roll of carpet, and she looks up at me and goes, "Dad, why is this carpet wet?"
No, things
and
you
I was like,
never want the answer to.
Well, they had a lot of pets. And she's like, oh,
gross.
But she didn't drop it. She took it out, got rid of it. And she lived through it. So, it's just real estate investing is can be such a rewarding opportunity.
And I want to clarify, it was the title company that wouldn't transfer title. The loan actually was assumable. It was, anyways.
That's
dumb,
really interesting.
Dumb situation that stopped me because, I wouldn't let that get in the way now, but,
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yep. Well, and that's what Renatus is. That's why Renatus is so amazing, because not only do you learn all this stuff, but then you have ongoing access to it, and you can refer back to it anytime you get in the middle of a transaction and go, oh, you know what? I remember in one of these classes they talked about this particular thing. I'm going to go back and look that up right now.
Oh, yeah.
Then you can use that as a reference material moving forward. Just incredible.
Yeah, it really is.
So,
such a wealth of information.
Yes. The couple of other things that are coming up.
Mm-hmm.
On
Yeah, what do we got?
Well, so last week on the docket. Last week we talked a little bit about this, but the Leaders Retreat has been completely sold out again. That's September. Like the
third time?
Yeah, third or fourth time. We have more than doubled the capacity of our original agreement with the hotel.
Yeah, we've had to go back to them multiple times and say, hey, can we get more rooms? And I don't know that we can at this point. So.
I'm not really sure. However, the way that you can ensure that you don't miss the opportunity is to contact Carol Allegre.
Yeah.
So when you go into the back office, in the lower left-hand corner of the screen, there's the Leaders Retreat image with the details and everything. Mm-hmm. If you click on the details on that document, you'll find Carol's contact information. That's how you can ensure that you don't get left off the list.
Yep.
And so she'd be able to arrange that for you. But that's coming up September 13th through the 17th.
Okay.
That is not as far away as it
Frick, man,
sounds.
tell me about it. Yeah, that's like, we're already almost June.
Yes. School's already out here in Utah.
School's out for summer.
Oh, sure, you know that one, but you don't know the devil went down to Georgia.
Yeah.
Oy, okay. So, Leaders Retreat, it's going to be an amazing opportunity. We're going to Punta Cana, Dominican Republic.
Yep.
One of my all-time favorite places that I've ever been outside of the country.
Really?
Yeah. Love
really?
it. Love it, love it. Love the people there. So kind. So just happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really such a great place.
Awesome.
So, can't wait to go back. The 28th of June.
Yes. Which is a big day for Jason Andrus.
Oh, what?
Jay was going to say it's my birthday.
It's a big day for Matthew.
It's, big day.
Big day all around.
Day. It's going to be a big day because Jason Andrus is filming his class, or refilming, I guess.
That's right.
Yeah.
He's technically filming it for the first time.
Oh.
It is a reshoot in that we already have a class of the same name. However, the content of the class is now going to be much broader.
Well, it's why we refilm.
Yeah. Yes. Well,
when stuff changes, we need to update.
Right. So this is the due diligence class, which in our current lineup is focused more on multifamily.
Yeah. When you say broader, it sounds like he's going to pull it back, which is not true. He's going to give more information.
Yeah, he's going to give a lot more. He's going to include a lot more strategies than just multifamily.
Right.
He's going to talk about things like short-term rentals, single family, fix and flip, how you go through and do due diligence on all of these properties to ensure that that you know what you're getting into before you get into it.
Yeah.
It's just such a valuable...
Kind of important.
Yeah, so valuable to know that information. So we talked last week about extending. He's extended it now until June 28th. That's when the live recording broadcast is going to happen. It will be an AIT course. So if you've got the AIT, put it on your calendar and join us live. You can be either live in studio or live online with us. It's going to be a lot of fun. Jason always brings the thunder, man. That guy is such a ball of energy.
I swear I could hear him talk about the most boring topic on earth, and it would be fascinating.
Okay, if you ever want to hear Jason like totally nerd out on you, ask him about smoking. Now, that sounds really funny.
Wait, what?
Smoking food.
Oh, I was like
a Traeger grill smoker.
I've never seen him smoke a thing. I don't think he's ever probably smoked a cigarette in his life, but yeah.
Sorry, that came out a little wrong. What I meant was smoking foods, smoking meats, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
He cooks everything on that smoker and can tell you all about it, the exact temperature, the time, the experience. He lit his smoker on fire one time. And he'll tell you all about it.
He smoked the smoker.
He decided he was going to smoke a pizza.
Nice.
Which is like, okay, I guess you can do that. I don't know.
Hey, I mean, he that's creative, and you got to appreciate that because that's made him a lot of money in real estate.
Very true.
So
Very true.
Why not try and smoke a pizza?
So he was smoking a pizza, and apparently some of the grease and everything dropped down, and it caught on fire. And I don't know.
Yeah,
you can ask him more about it. But
who hasn't that happened to?
Everybody. I don't know. That's weird.
I've had grease drop down and catch on fire before.
Well, yeah. But Jason Andrus is going to be coming in the studio. If you can be with us, join us. It's going to be an amazing opportunity. Velocity Banking.
Yeah.
Is getting an update.
When?
It was gonna be early this week. We pushed it just a little bit. It will be early next week that the release will be going out. That will be available for everybody. So look forward to the new Velocity Banking class coming to you in the Essentials.
Yes.
With none other than Randall Cloud.
At an Essentials near you.
Now, go ahead.
Oh, I just remembered something with the app that we might, just tease.
Now, that was even more than I was going to tease with.
Oh, okay.
That's funny.
Something with the app.
So this Monday.
Yeah.
This Monday.
Yeah.
And I let me think about this for just a second. It's been probably 2-3 years since we have had a huge announcement like this coming to Renatus. And it's coming out this Monday.
So you've got to be on the Founders Live.
You got to be on the Founders Live to hear about it.
And I would say this is probably like the number one thing that people ask me about, and it's the number one thing I'm most excited about, and that's all I'll say. I am so excited.
You are letting so much more of this cat out of the bag than I would have.
I don't think
this. Here we go. Here we go.
I'm just telling you, I'm very excited for this.
We're all very excited.
This will change my life.
Okay. Do you want me to cut his mic off again?
Yes. Yeah. The devil went down to Georgia, and now Matt's oversharing. So here's the deal. This is going to be a huge announcement.
Yeah.
For everybody in Renatus, and it's gonna be super cool. So you do not want to miss the Monday Founders Live, because not only are we going to share the announcement, but we're also going to do a live demonstration. We're going to show all of the features that are contained in this release, and it's going to be a big one.
Cool.
So that's where we're going to leave that. Also, on the Founders Live, we have Mr. Michael Huggins coming out.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And he's going to be talking about building markets. He has been a repeat market builder inside of the Renatus family. And he's going to talk about building markets. And don't tell him I said this, but he's going to be doing it all the way from the other side of the world.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he's in the other side.
The
bad side, really, because we're not there.
The bad side. Oh, Matthew. He is visiting the home of the greatest automobile engineering manufacturing companies in the world. Ferrari. He is visiting the home country
Enzo Ferrari?
Of Ferrari. He is in Italy.
Yeah.
And will be for a little while, so he'll be there during the next Founders Live. But it's going to be incredible.
Heck yeah, that's cool.
It's going to be cool. But the announcement, I tried to downplay it a little bit because but this announcement's going to be huge. It's going to be a game changer for everybody in Renatus.
Look, it's going to change my life.
It's going to change Matthew's life. That's all you need to know.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. I hope it changes yours too.
It will. For everybody inside of Renatus, it will.
Yeah.
So exciting stuff is coming up on the docket. We've got so much to look forward to. It is an opportunity. They say that the successful people do what other people don't.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, if you are looking to create your own success, really carve your own path, then you shouldn't be following the masses.
Right.
One of the things that the masses do, especially this time of year, is they take time off.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of time off, right? Mm-hmm. Kids are out of school, whatever else is going on, they take a lot of time off.
Mm-hmm.
And that causes a lot of things to stall out in business. So I want to just put this back out there for everybody inside of Renatus. This is an opportunity for you to get while the getting's good.
Yeah.
Get out there, start making it happen, share that excitement that you have about what Renatus has done for you and what you know it can do for other people, and do not take your foot up off the
Yeah. Don't take your foot off don't quit.
Yeah, don't stop.
That's the secret. I've done hundreds of good vibration stories now, on successful people, studied their lives and what got them to where they are. And that's an obvious, they never quit, right? Like, it's cheesy or it's cliche to say that, quitters never win, but it's true. All of these people just never gave up, even when everyone around them was like, "You're crazy."
There's so many different quotes that are running through my head all at once.
Let's hear them. I want to hear one from Winston Churchill.
Never, never, never give up.
Yeah.
There you go. That's a Churchill quote.
I know.
When you're going through hell,
keep going. Yeah.
I love that quote.
I do too.
There's so many great Churchill quotes, but what I was actually thinking of was one from Zig Ziglar, where he said, you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great.
Yeah.
You know, there are so many people that are scared of failing, but if you are unwilling to fail, you will never know just how far you can go.
Right.
You know, one of the things that, especially in like working out, right? When you go to work out, there's a lot of benefit in going until you fail. You know, being willing to push yourself until you literally can't lift the bar anymore.
Yep.
That's the reason why people have spotters. That's the reason why you have safety equipment. Right. Because if you do it wrong, you may hurt yourself. However, if you do it right, if you're in the right environment at the right time, then you will find just how far you can go when you are willing to go until you fail.
Yeah.
So it really is true that failure is a stepping stone to success. Because what happens is after you've recovered, the next time that you do it, you will go just a little bit further. But if you're not willing to push yourself until failure, you'll never know just how far you can go.
Oh, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. Beautifully said.
Thank you.
And I don't have anything to add to that. I mean, that's yeah.
You know, I'm putting together some information right now. I'm thinking about doing a course on leadership.
Yeah.
And that was one of the thoughts that I keep having, is that a leader pushes themselves to failure.
Yeah.
And then celebrates that failure. Not that they failed, but that they learned all along the way and found out exactly how far they can go so that they can do it again.
You know, it was a big shift for me to learn to put my ego aside and just be willing to allow myself to suck at something. Like, in other words, especially when I was younger, I wouldn't try things because I was worried that I would look dumb doing it, or I wouldn't do it good, or whatever. I'd fail, essentially. And the big breakthroughs for me really came through, you know, being willing to just like not have to know everything or be everything or do it right. Just suck at it, Matt. Just suck at it till you figure, you know, just get, you know, be bad at it, and it's fine.
And be willing to be bad at it.
And be willing to just work to get better at it.
You know, I'm going to tell a little story.
Yeah.
It relates in my mind. Let's see if it relates for everyone else.
Okay.
So this actually involves both of us.
Oh, okay.
This comes from Steamboat Springs, Colorado.
Ah, yes.
So
fun trip.
We went to a fireworks show at Steamboat Springs, and I have this itch inside of my head. Anytime that there is a mass of people gathered together, but nothing happening, I feel like something should happen. You know what I mean? Yeah. I know that sounds ridiculous, and so I looked at you and I said, Matt, so we're sitting out. I should explain this. We're sitting on the front lawn of the city building there in Steamboat Springs, and there were, I don't even know how many people.
Thousands.
Couple thousand people.
Yeah.
Couple thousand of our closest friends, all kind of laid out there. Lots of families, people. Anyway, people everywhere. And we were kind of like right in the middle of all of this.
Yeah,
like,
we were.
It kind of stretched both directions. And I looked at you and I said, Matt, I'll bet you $1 you can't get these people to do the wave. And you looked at me and you said, I'll bet you $2 you can. And so I hopped up and I'm like, all right, I got this. And you know, it's really funny. I don't think I've ever told you this. I almost lost my nerve.
Oh, really?
I almost lost my nerve.
I didn't know that.
The thing that actually pushed me to do it was the fact that you were standing right next to me.
Yeah.
That you were like, all right, man.
Yeah.
and so of course I do the only sensible thing to do, which is tell everybody, hey, my brother-in-law just bet me $2 that I couldn't get this audience to do the wave.
Yep.
Join me in proving him wrong.
And it worked.
Oh my gosh, did it work? And how? We got 2,000 plus people all doing the wave on the front lawn of this city building in Steamboat Springs, Colorado, right before a fireworks show. And the best part is that there was no gain. There was no hope of gain. There was nothing.
Oh, yeah.
I did not financially benefit from it.
Well,
but here's what happened. I did get my $2.
Yeah.
He did pay me that $2.
Yeah.
I did get asked several times whether or not I had gotten the $2. I did get the $2.
And that was back when 2 was like 6.
That's when $2 could buy you something.
That's right.
So, but the best part is that one, we made a whole bunch of people laugh.
Yeah, we did.
You know, they were smiling, laughing, clapping. Like after we were done, they clapped. They thought it was funny. Our kids all got to see us do that, you know.
Well, yours did. Mine.
Well, yours were pretty young.
They were really young, but yeah.
Yeah, mine definitely saw it. But it's one of those things where it's just like, that could have failed so spectacularly.
Oh, yeah.
I could have gotten up there and nobody could have reacted.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. You could have looked like a fool.
I pretty much did anyway. Lost $2 to Jay's bravery. That's right.
That's funny.
But Matt and I got this whole crowd of people to do the wave.
Yeah.
And now it's become just a family story. We love telling it every once in a while.
Yep.
But it just was one of those empowering moments where it's like, one, being afraid to fail, and two, surrounding yourself with people who are willing to do it with you.
Yeah.
You know, and then just go for it and see what happens. Because you never know. You never know if you don't try.
Oh, yeah, exactly. You know?
It's like I tell my son all the time. My son's 17 years old, right? Mm-hmm. And I tell him all the time, I'm like, hey, did you get her phone number? You know, anytime we go somewhere, he always knows when I'm about to ask him to do it. He can see it on my face because I start smiling. And he's like, no, Dad, no. And I'm like, dude, you never know if you don't try.
Yeah, let alone, I mean, there's a fear of rejection there, right? But he's probably, usually in these cases, you're somewhere, you're never going to see this girl again.
Right.
Again, this comes back to, like, you know, just getting rid of the ego, or maybe the worry about how dumb you're going to look if you fail, and just go for it, right? And what do you got to lose?
It kind of all comes back to that mindset where we think, for example, when we feel like everyone's looking at us, nobody's looking at us. Right. Nobody's thinking about us. The guy that cut us off on the highway wasn't doing it to tick us off.
No,
you know, most of the time. But it all comes back to if you think about the number of times that you have told a salesperson no.
Right.
How many of those salespeople do you remember? Do you actively think about and dislike for any reason?
Whoa, good point. I can't think of any of them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There is no harm.
But I know I've done it.
Right.
I know I've done. I've said no to a lot of salespeople.
But as we were just talking about, what's the worst that can happen? They say no. They move on with their life. You move on with yours.
Right.
But what happens if they say yes? Are we more scared of yes than we are no?
That can be scary sometimes.
Sometimes, right?
Yeah.
But as a leader, you got to not take ownership over other people's problems or their decisions.
Right.
They belong to the other person. What you're doing is you're providing a service, an opportunity. You're providing a product, something. Mm-hmm. And it's up to them to say yes or no. Yes, I want that. No, I don't.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Next.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
I don't know. So I always try to challenge my sons to go out there and get phone numbers of pretty girls, you know, and it works 99% of the time.
Well, yeah.
Every once in a while. My son did get shot down. I think out of all the times that I've challenged him to do this, he's only gotten shot down one time.
Oh, my gosh. That's, first of all, I mean, the kid is a good-looking, in shape, tall, dark, handsome guy.
Definitely got stuff working for him.
He's definitely got some statistical odds in his favor. Okay, so yes,
but
I say this because I've been with him in public. As a matter of fact, the last time I saw this, I think we were at the parade for Renatus, driving the big rig through the Centerville parade here. And I watched a whole bunch of girls run up to the vehicle to catch him just to get his number. So I was like,
actually, they wanted his Snap,
right,
which is the Snapchat ID or whatever. I don't know.
Could not figure out what was going on because they wanted his Snap and he wouldn't give it to him or whatever, and because we're like driving away and he's like, no, and and I was like, what just happened? Were they trying to get your phone number? And he's my Snapchat or whatever. And
basically. So anyway, don't allow the fear of failure or the fear of success to stop you from going for it.
Yeah.
You can figure stuff out along the way. Scott Kaiserman actually dropped in a chat here. He said, could you tease the new app features and benefits more without giving it away? Actually, I think I could.
Oh, Scott. You got him to do it.
Scott, here we go.
All right, let's hear.
It has been, since the release of the app, there has never been another feature set that has been as changing, as opportunity creating as this update will be.
This is true.
Since the inception of the app, this will be the biggest feature release we've ever done.
This is true. I was not kidding when I said I am very excited about it, and it will change my life. So, yeah.
It's going to change the way that a lot of people do business. A lot of people, I don't want to give too much away.
You can't say more.
I am really excited about this, and as this has come to fruition, it has really just gotten me all jacked up and excited about everything that's going on in Renatus. Mm-hmm. So be on the call Monday. That's what I'm giving. That's what I'm giving to you.
Be on the call Monday.
Be on the call Monday. So Scott, I hope that satisfies, satiates, or gives you enough to work with. But Monday's call is going to be awesome.
Cool.
Going to be awesome.
Looking forward to it.
Okay, well, I think that is a wrap for today. Do we have Scott's like, I'll be there. Attaboy, Scott. Yeah. Do we have somebody lined up for next Wednesday already?
Not yet.
Not yet.
We need to.
We will get somebody lined up for next Wednesday, have another featured presenter on the Renatus Jam. But I do want to express appreciation. This past weekend we had Memorial Day. Was an awesome opportunity to really reflect on just how grateful I am for everything that I've been blessed with, and not the least among those is the opportunity to be a part of the Renatus family.
Ditto that.
I like spot on, Matt. Spot
on, Jay. Yes.
Thanks, everybody, for being with us. We'll be back with you live next Wednesday. Don't forget, the reason why Renatus rocks is because of the people that are associated with us. That includes you. Have a great night, everybody. Renatus rocks.